Mm. So right out of the gym, right into this.
Yep, straight
Yeah.
from the gym. I'm glad no one can smell me. You can only see the disaster that I have walked into.
Whatever. Um, yeah, I guess a lot of. I mean, you've owned your affiliate for a while now, haven't you?
I mean, it hasn't been that long in the grand scheme of things. So I've been a member there probably like 10 years now, but I've
Yeah.
owned it for like four, I believe, just over
Or
four. Yeah.
did you use like your winnings
Five.
from
I lied.
five?
We just had our 5-year anniversary.
Oh,
Should have known that.
nice. So it's just you and your husband that pretty much run the affiliate now.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I bought it solo, and he helped out a lot the last 5 years. He's actually now in the Academy for Police,
Oh,
to become a police officer. So it's just me.
just you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
we were talking about the other day, and the reason why you're coaching so many classes that you lost a coach, huh?
well, yeah, just this week. I've actually had a few of our other coaches step up to kind of take some classes and step in for the month. It's not that I'm not available. I'm just
Busy.
in over my head. I feel like with a child. I hate to admit this, but like she takes up so much more of my time than I thought. And I know everyone says it's so hard. Here she is crying. And I just was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I have dogs, but it's not the same.
It isn't. All
Can't
right.
just throw her in a room and leave the house.
Yeah, true.
It's frowned
A bowl of water and some toys.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I mean, I don't want to like reiterate because obviously a lot of stuff's come out. You've kind of been on like a press tour of late, hasn't it?
Yeah.
More media than you used to.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. To some people, they're very positive, they very supportive. And other people, I guess I'm the devil. So I don't know.
I
Mixed
mean,
reviews on that front.
yeah. I mean, are you reading some of those comments? And if so, I mean, what do you? I mean, how much?
Um,
I
I'm gonna
mean,
be
I
honest. I've gone through a few of them, but
okay,
not I haven't like sat down and like gone to all of them or like replied really.
sure.
I have had friends, my husband, they've
Hmm.
kind of jumped on and started firing back, I guess.
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot about it from gym members who have,
Wow.
kept me up to date. They're also very involved.
Very involved.
Yeah,
Well,
most
that's
of my
good.
gym members who have also been very supportive. Like they've seen my journey obviously from the beginning, so they get what's up too.
Yeah. And how much of that? I mean, how important is to have that kind of like that I mean, that community kind of like rallying around you and kind of supporting you,
Oh,
especially since you're more involved. And the last couple of years, you're splitting a lot of time between
yeah.
going to Nashville, going to Cookville. Now you're there. This is your community. You've been able to kind of establish yourself and or not reestablish yourself, I guess.
Yeah, it's actually been great. I don't know without them really, this probably would be a little tough.
Mhm.
I might have cried or something, but they've knowing like there's a whole group of people out there that is just there for me. They come and find me at the gym and just like say kind words or I don't know, a lot of them, I guess it's been amazing having the gym community. So like I said, my husband is in the Academy for Police, so
Mhm.
he had to go straight back to that right away. So he didn't get time to kind of help me with the child. So that's more or less why I also returned to the gym quicker, just like people there helping me with her.
Yeah.
I had a member the other day grab her while she was crying, feed her, change her diaper. That was really nice. Just stuff like that to help out. Um, I don't know how this would have looked without them. So
Kate,
physically
maybe
supporting and morally.
Kate, you might see this. Kate's out in affiliate, well, the Fort Lauderdale area, and I've
Yeah.
noticed it at my affiliate. I'm here at Gambit, where Kelly Jackson, that's her affiliate, and she just had a baby. But Kate, maybe you might have. I mean, how is the when someone has a baby, a regular member, when they come to the gym? I mean, do you notice that? I mean, Andrea said I noticed at my gym. Do you notice at your gym that the everyone kind of it's like collectively everyone's baby?
Yeah, absolutely. We have like a 10 a.m. class where all the moms come with their little kids. And I feel like during that time, I'm either like halfway coaching or halfway babysitting, and we don't care to do that because like we want the parents or whoever to get in a good workout. And if that means I have a baby on my hip, like I don't mind. However, I can help, whether that's like with fitness or coaching. So we see that here all the time, and it's really cool, like because other members will step in to make sure that the parents are also getting a really good workout too. So we're collectively helping raise these kids, which is kind of cool. And the kids also, as they grow, you can see that they like start to climb a rope and know how to like put their feet in the rope, and they catch on to so many things. So it's cool to even see them grow up in a gym atmosphere as well.
Yeah, I'd agree. We've had, actually, I counted last night, we've had 12 babies born in our gym in the last year. So we have a lot of newborns. And a lot of these are like second or third kids for these kids. So we actually had to redo our kids area just like a couple months ago to kind of like house all these children that our gym has. So I really like that. And a lot of them they watch the parents, and then after class, they really want to jump on the ropes. Like you said, the ropes seem to be a really hot item for kids. Ropes, rings, anything that swings.
Yeah. Whatever's up in that side or that part of the Mississippi River up where you're at, keep it away from St. Louis, please.
Sorry, my dog's just doing hot laps. I don't know how much my sound is traveling into there. So it's a mess right now. It is absolute chaos.
No. So obviously there's been, me and Brian were on last week and we were just marveling over it. I don't know. I think I've had enough conversations with you that I know what type of athlete and type of person you are in terms of when it comes to like fitness, but to see it like unfold this year, I know you said in the Barbell Spin podcast that you're doing the Masters this year. So you really had that was your expectations. Like you're just training for the Masters. Did you think your level of fitness would just maintain that throughout? Or, how good was your fitness prior to your pregnancy that you could just be this good?
Everyone's pregnancy is also different. I was lucky too that a lot of things didn't bother me to do. Like gymnastics still felt good. Obviously not like bar muscle ups or anything. That would be actually crazy. So I was able to still do most of the movement. So I feel like after I had her, a lot of them felt easier just because I was like 30 pounds lighter right away. Oh yeah. There we are. So it just, I guess, knowing too that they take 200 masters into the semifinal, I knew like I could just do the open and maybe quarterfinals. And then like by the time that comes around, I might feel more like myself just because it is so many people. So that's kind of what my plan was if it all went according to how it should go. And the birth was relatively easy, I guess. No complications. And she came a little early, which helped with the training.
So was that your plan going into the season, was to try to kind of see how far you can get? And if you qualify, that was great. Or did it just kind of happen as you were doing some of the workouts?
No, my goal was always to just do like the Masters track. So I never had the goal of qualifying for the individual semifinal. I don't even really, I know Masters is also still individual, but individual, like not older people track has never really been super intriguing to me. So, it's fun. I just wanted to prove to myself too that I could. So this wasn't me trying to, I know I read a few comments like she's just trying to show off and all that. No, believe it or not, most of the things I do, this kind of mindset of just like proving it to myself more or less. I don't care if anyone's really watching. Honestly, this would have been just fine for me if it just got swept under the rug and no one noticed. And I just showed up at the Masters semifinal. Been great.
Well, it's CrossFit. Nothing never gets not noticed, I guess.
It almost got overshadowed by all the penalties, though. We were
almost.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that. I want to get your opinion on that, especially you being involved in the sport. 9 times you competed at the games, right?
Yeah.
So, way to go, Andrea. Hope to see you compete in Carson. Well, you spoke last week, you said you were kind of leaning towards not Has that still remained?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I would love to return to the tennis stadium. So I got to
Mhm.
do 2 years there at the games. I loved that venue. I thought it was just so fun. I love how hot it is there and all that stuff. But I don't know. I would need to find childcare, and it's over a holiday weekend, so that makes everything kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. I would love to go for funsies and see the CrossFit community again. I feel like it's been a while since I saw a lot of my CrossFit friends. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. No one's gotten formal invites yet either. So
Correct.
we'll
Fair. Yep.
don't want
Hopefully,
to talk
hopefully,
to.
hopefully next couple days. But all your scores were validated, correct? You got the email or the
Yes, I
notice?
got the email about 3 of the workouts. I haven't looked actually today to see if
Mhm.
workout 4
Mhm.
got the email or not. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't the leaderboard has to be set tonight?
Doesn't have to be. It's CrossFit. They can
No,
do whatever they want.
That's fair.
they could
They
give them till
said,
an extra month. Technically, didn't they say
yeah,
today?
yes. They said I
Supposed to
think
be, yeah.
8 p.m. Pacific, I believe, is what
Oh,
they
okay.
was the deadline. So remember, they're always
So
running on that West Coast time,
10 p.m. Central. That's how that
isn't
plays
it?
out, right? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, sure. Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Um, well, you brought up. I think part of it. I think what you brought up is obviously it's expensive to travel. I mean, that's part
Yeah.
of being an athlete. Is like only the top maybe 1% actually make money from doing the sport. You've been kind of fortunate because of all your team exploits and stuff like. But as an individual, I mean, you had some sponsors last year. Obviously, some of it was team related. Some of it were
Yeah.
sponsors that you had. How many are some of them still around? Have you reached out to them, or have they
Yeah.
reached out to you and saying, "Hey, we want to support you in this pursuit"? And this is a different journey. It's a unique journey for someone like you.
Yeah. So I mean, Hero Barbell's been great. They still and
Mhm.
then Wild South Apparel is another great company. I haven't reached out. I just haven't really made up my mind yet
Mhm.
either. I'm just kind of winging it every day.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, but a lot of our sponsorships throughout the years have been team based.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll see. Plus, if the Masters games is also something to travel to, isn't that's in
Birmingham.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Have you found anything in terms of prize purse for that? Because
no, but that would
obviously,
be neat if they put that out there.
yeah, because obviously when it was directly involved with the games, that's $25,000,
Yeah.
which is, and
A lot. Yeah.
that's a lot of money, especially for that 35 to 30. And I think it drops to 10,000 once you get past 40. But
Yeah.
but that's a pretty, I mean, that's
That's
pretty good payday, especially for, I mean, like I said, you don't have to split that 4 ways or 3 other ways. You get to keep that all to yourself. But I haven't heard anything regarding the prize purse. I don't know, because typically the prize purses were paid out by Noble or whoever the name sponsors were. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about prizes in general, even for
Mhm.
like the other like individual
Yeah,
CrossFit games.
yeah, even semis. Yeah,
Well, yeah, semis was never that was small payout always at
yeah,
semis. So yeah,
yeah,
disturbingly small.
yeah.
Um, Never really covered the cost of travel. But
No, especially for you having to go out to Carson. That's a little bit more expensive. But actually, be cheaper for you to go to Knoxville, which you've competed in Knoxville
yeah,
before. So,
honestly, well, Orlando was pretty cheap too.
oh yeah,
But
yeah.
it's more that it's on Memorial Day weekend, so that
sure,
just everything
that
skyrocketed.
travel. Mm.
Way more expensive.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I don't know.
Got a
Um,
point.
yeah, Kate, did you have was there something you wanted to ask Andrea regarding just like her, just basically, I guess, when it comes to nutrition?
Yeah, so what does your nutrition look like now, like postpartum, as you start to train again? Obviously, it's going to probably much different, or maybe you're following the same thing that you've been doing in the past. What does that kind of look like for you?
Basically, a garbage can. There's not. So I don't know if this is TMI or anything, but I am breastfeeding, so I am constantly hungry. Like
Mhm.
Yep.
literally, I probably eat 2 times what I used to, just because I feel like it is. I don't. I wake up at 3 a.m. and like I need to eat that. Sounds like it might be a problem, but hopefully that goes away. So honestly, I've been trying to make it cleaner. I mean, I guess most of our meals we make are pretty healthy, but the amount of snacks I've started piling on with increasing the training and the breastfeeding, it's been a little. I would be really embarrassed for someone to go through my trash. What I'm trying to say.
Even if it's Taylor's going through your trash.
No, Taylor can go through my trash. She is trash. It's a joke. If no one gets that, I'm not
No,
being
it's
mean.
not a joke. It's not a joke.
We've been calling
You
each
guys-
other trash for years now.
Yeah.
No, it could be better. My nutrition
Okay,
could be
fair.
a lot better. And hopefully in a few months it will be. I just feel like I cannot control myself.
Somebody just left a comment too, talking about breastfeeding really being, as an athlete, being a full-time job. But I think for anybody, not even just an athlete, it takes so much time. So how are you juggling, if you don't mind talking about that, about breastfeeding and training and living your everyday life as well?
Yeah. I mean, so I do pump as well. So there's bottles involved. So when I'm at the gym, I'll do that. I try to do it at the gym. We have this little like PT room. I've had a few people walk in on me. So sorry to anyone for that. But I just try to, I don't know. I just kind of wing it. I don't have a set schedule. My daughter's not on a set like feeding schedule yet, really. She's still in the like feed her when she's hungry stage. So I just bring my pump to the gym, bring my daughter to the gym, and we all hopefully make it through the day.
Yep. Make it work however you can.
Yep.
When you were training that proven, how often did you see Tia? And did you reach out to her at all? Because she kind of, obviously seeing that last year as opposed to now you going through it this year. Did you maybe refer to her, reach out, or what did you see?
So I did reach out to her during pregnancy, just like for movements and like how she did things. I don't know, safety wise, I guess. Like you can ask doctors, and I was fortunate enough to have a doctor that knows what CrossFit is, but no one really knows CrossFit as well as someone who did it through pregnancy. So that was really helpful. I haven't really reached out postpartum in terms of like feeding. I don't recall seeing her feed at the gym. I'm not sure, to be honest. We were in our own little like team world. All I remember is being really tired there every day. So when I think back to like proven team training, all I can think about is mostly I can tell you what like the ceiling looked like because I'd always be laying on the ground. So I don't really usually I was the one that died in workouts. So no, haven't reached out since. I think every day I'm just winging it.
Yeah. Well,
every day
obviously it looks like it's paying off for you. Let's talk. We didn't get really, it seemed like last year, obviously the proven team, the team that you guys created down there, it was the favorite. It didn't, you guys went through the quarterfinal stage as a team, even through semifinals. You guys looked pretty much untouchable. And then, you get to the games. And I don't think any pressure got to you because you've always seemed like whether it was your teams that pass on the Mayhem team, seemed like there was always a target on your back some way or somehow. What was different about last year compared to other seasons?
Yeah, I think too last year what hurt us the most was the amount of running that was in the workouts. We didn't really see many none of the workouts were like home run hits for us.
Yeah.
So I'm just actually still really happy with how we did with that. Obviously, there was a 5K run and we definitely tanked that. So still to get second place after completely tanking a running workout with other workouts that had running
in it. Yeah.
We'll take it. Or even just like the bike was just biking. So it's like any of these like longer cardio type events really weren't going to go well for us. And the fact that we got 2 of them and still got second, I'd say I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Well, when you look back on this, you're obviously pretty happy about it, but I forgot where my the train of thought was when Kate dropped off. I was like, what
Like
happened?
Michael Scott, you start a sentence, you don't know where it's going, but you hope you find it along the way.
Yeah, and now I'm stalling as I try to remember it. And
Yeah.
seemed like
Well, if it was
seemed like
about games programming, I would like to see. I think this year will be a lot better not having outdoor events. I believe they said. So
Yeah.
it'll probably look more like semifinals, which is a lot more engaging for fans as well. I mean, no one wants to see people bike around a path for an hour or people go on a 5K run. I mean, they're good tests, sure, but you also have to consider the people paying to watch the sport. So I think,
when I was at the end of the games last year, there was a list of athletes where it kind of seemed like they were pretty much done, like competing, and you were one of those athletes. And I know in past years I would always ask you, I'm like, why are you doing an individual competition? You'd be like, well, I do one of these per year, and just to see where my fitness is compared to everyone else. But then, coming into this year, do you think you just not being really, I guess, open about what your career or what your CrossFit career was going to be like, that maybe that's why no one reached out to you regarding team? And if someone would you have said yes if it was the right team?
It would be really hard to say yes just because I was pregnant for most of the open. And then you can't really bank on coming back. And that would be a really risky move for someone to have me on their team unless it was like as an alternate. Also, I wouldn't have been able to do the last workout at the affiliate. So it wouldn't have worked out anyways if I had to travel.
True.
Timing wise, that was more of a joke. I would never have expected anyone to invite unless they were like based here in Minnesota.
Yeah. Is that an option? I mean, is that something maybe you were thinking about, especially being an affiliate owner? I always thought, like, as an affiliate owner, especially as a proven games athlete that that owns an affiliate, like, what better way to kind of promote your gym by kind of like having I mean, it's called the affiliate cup. Why not? And plus it gives you an opportunity to kind of compete with people within your gym instead of bringing in a super team or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could make a winning team out of my gym. I mean, it's fun to have a team that's like highly competitive and going for first place or the podium. I think there's potential. I mean, I would love to be the coach of a team that wants to go to semifinals. So I think that could be an option. We definitely have athletes that could do that.
Yeah.
But I do foresee my team years being done.
Okay. But in the like the birth of your masters / individual career?
Yeah, sure. We'll see how this all plays out this year. Guys, it could be a train wreck. We don't even know. No information is out there. I mean, things are already kind of exploding left and right. I'm just here to wait it out and just fly by the seat of my pants.
Wow.
Having fun this year.
Yeah, let's talk about some of that as well. You said, I mean, obviously today we're supposed to be finalized. You didn't get hit with any penalties, but what's your take on all these penalties? Yeah, knock on wood. Your take on all these penalties? Have you talked to any other athletes regarding it, or I mean, it hasn't really affected you that we know of, knock on wood, but
I mean, I've had friends kicked out, which is really sad. So like Nick Matthew, he's from Minnesota. He manages a gym close to me. So they come and do the rope climb workouts always at our gym because our ceilings are a little higher. I mean, he's the nicest person ever. And I know tries really hard. I know he did work out one a couple times and he's not shorting standards when he does them. So I don't know, just seeing people like that get hit with these major penalties that just end their season. It doesn't feel right. I mean, people also back to like people that pay to go to the games. People want to see these athletes perform. Once you start to get the names coming up into semifinals that no one knows as well, I mean, the appeal to go watch these events is kind of dropping.
Yeah.
So people that rile up the crowd, bring fans to the stands, names you see year after year, you'd think they'd want to kind of keep them around. Also, I haven't really seen any of the videos, so I don't even know how bad all these no reps were. But I mean, I doubt all my reps were perfect either. So I don't.
You just outed yourself.
It's more random than it does not.
Right now, someone from CrossFit's well, they're probably watching this. I got, well,
Yeah,
she just outed herself.
Videos now.
Yeah,
What did you
exactly.
do?
I'm sorry.
I said that after the leaderboard is final.
Yeah.
No, I did look. You can see all like the views on your YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, people viewed it. I guess I got a gold star. I don't know. I do not know how that all worked. Obviously, minor penalties happen every year. That makes sense. Those athletes still make it. I mean, it's just like a little reminder to them, I guess, to check their reps. But to give out major penalties like that for the one movement that kicks you out, that's lame.
Yeah, especially on that typical movement. I mean, something that I don't know. Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be box step overs? Why don't we just like eliminate? Let's look at the workouts when they come out. And like, it would be nice if people brainstormed like maybe what's going to go wrong. I mean, you have months to plan these and think about these.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't this stuff being thought about? Why weren't floor plans put out this year? Why can't they make videos of like people demonstrating how it should be set up and how it should go? All that should be so easy to do. I mean, I could do that with my phone. We're not asking for anything like nicely made, just videos doing the right standard, you know? Highlight any new rules. I mean, we've all been doing this for so many years. Like, yeah, we should read thoroughly. I understand that, but also highlight new and updated movement standards.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you're L2, correct?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're an L1.
I
right?
was.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. You should have just not answered that. Yes. I guess. Sorry. Yeah, just yes.
Sorry, the sound cut out. What was that?
What was that? Oh no. You got a while. I think you got a year.
Yeah. Technically, with all the team stuff, actually, I own the gym, but the LOR or whatever they call it is someone else.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right. Because I think that's what you did. You had to give that up to actually go down to Mayhem. Yeah. But you know, something I was took from my L2 and even my L1 was points of performance. Mm-hmm. And to keep on saying points of performance, and anyone that's taking their L1 or L2 or been around even, basic classes, they've probably heard that. But I always thought that was something that CrossFit should carry over to when they make these videos. Like, hey, these are the points of performance we're looking for on these standards. When you stand up, stand straight up, not just some half-ass picture with a line going through it,
Yeah. And there was something too about like head being up instead of head down, I guess. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. So I had plans the weekend of quarterfinals. So I wanted to do like most of the workouts in one day. And that step up one was the third one I did that day. And so I was like really tired. I did the wall ball one like within that hour. So honestly, thankfully, I was just too tired to be going that fast to cheat the reps. Not cheat the reps, but like have
bad reps.
I mean, I was going so slowly and my score reflects that. That I was just, I mean, but truly, I'm sure I would have also been hit with a penalty had I been like trying, like, like freshly doing it. Yeah.
I think a good, like something that Andrea said as well that is good, like about the box step overs versus box step ups. Like when I used to lead a team, it was always like trying to set them up for success. And like, why weren't we setting the athletes up for success? Just have the best workout or score as possible instead of putting them in that position. It would have made it much easier on the athlete instead of making it harder, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it totally does. I mean, it does feel like CrossFit was trying to kind of like pull a fast one on its one versus like the athletes are what makes CrossFit really. I mean, I get the affiliates do too, but the athlete side of it is a huge part of CrossFit. And it looks bad when then you have athletes that are, talking poorly about it. And it just creates this weird high school drama. It feels like, I don't know. Yeah.
Did you redo any of the workouts or you just one and done and everything? Well, it said you did 3 in one day.
Yeah. I did actually come in on Sunday and redo the clean and jerk one. Okay. I did not try hard. That one I felt bad about. I needed that one. And plus it's 10 minutes long. So with rest time in it. So that's the only one I was willing to redo as well. Only barbell. Obviously I would never redo the burpee one. God, no. The ring muscle up one literally took up the entire gym space, so I wasn't going to clear that out. What was that? And then the EMOM or the 1 minute thing
with the rower. Yeah.
Meh.
Did you have a favorite out of, I guess,
The
even
clean
the
and jerk one? Yeah.
clean and jerk?
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, it's just again, kind of wanted to show myself I could do more reps. It's not super heavyweight, but I'm still kind of coming back with strength. It's definitely not all there, and muscle endurance. So I don't know. I was happy that I could hang on that one more.
Were you surprised by any of those movements that you're like, I did better than I thought I would, or were these all movements that you kind of already knew going into that you would be doing fine?
Yeah, honestly, the burpee one. Again, maybe TMI, but you guys, my poops hurt so bad. So like doing burpees and like slapping on the ground that many times was just like so painful. So I kind of take the burpees a little slower, but I tried to push the pace. So that one I did impress myself. We got through it.
We got some
It was a
extra
lot though.
just for that, honestly.
that was tough.
Oh, so you own a gym, you are full-time mom now, and I mean, and now you're training for a competition. You don't know if it's going to be a masters or, you know, or what, but you also something that you're very passionate about that I think both me and Kate can relate to are animals. And you know, you I mean, I've followed you for a while ever since I saw that you fostered dogs. And you're currently not fostering because, you know, you're busy, obviously.
Yeah. I'm thinking about maybe just dabbling in some cats for a little bit. I do also have a cat, and I also love cats.
Oh, okay.
Dogs obviously are my priority, but some like a little litter of kittens. They're way easier than puppies. So
Sure.
I was thinking maybe in the next month I could try a few kittens. Yeah.
And
I
what?
don't know how you guys give. I don't know how people who foster animals love you guys, but I don't think I could give them up. How do you give them up?
Well, you'll see. I already have the 2 dogs, so adding more and the cat.
Yeah.
So adding more animals into my not so large house is chaos. So honestly, by like week 2, it's time. It's time for the new home to come around. And sometimes it takes a lot longer than that, but it just feels like too much. Also, you just do. I mean, it's so fulfilling to find like that perfect family for that dog. Because I mean, if I was to keep these animals, they wouldn't get their best life. I wouldn't have the time to give that to them. So finding someone that's going to love them is honestly way more fulfilling. Plus, a lot of the dogs I get are on the kill list in like southern states. So it's either I foster them or they get euthanized. So you also could look at it that way.
Yep.
It's a lot better to give them to a loving home than for them to have never met you or anyone.
That is definitely that's definitely true. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of the same position as Kate, where I don't know if I can
That's
give
an
them
old
up.
one. Wow.
Yeah.
So the wiener dog I have in my arms was my first foster fail and the only one. So yeah. And then the white pit bull, my husband actually got her before I met him. He and a friend found her in a dumpster in Minneapolis. So yeah, the little dumpster dog.
Those are the best dogs sometimes.
Yeah. You and trash can references. I mean, it seems like everything revolves around trash.
I am trash. Yes.
Oh, definitely not. Not just kind of how amazing your performance was, but to me, the real badass moves that you did work out too with breastfeeding boobs. Absolute trooper.
See, some people get it.
Yeah, some people do. I guess.
Or sometimes, yeah, never mind. Custom bars don't end well, or like if you keep the bar too close while you're doing cleans. Yeah, it's a curse, not a blessing. I mean, in the CrossFit world.
Sure.
CrossFit workouts, yeah.
So, yeah, besides that, I mean, what else is new with you? What else you got planned?
Oh, you're gonna make me cry because I have no life. I have nothing planned.
No. You got everything planned. You know, obviously your husband going to the academy. That's pretty.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be nice for him to start a full-time job in June. So that comes up.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to really good healthcare.
Yes. Yeah. That's the thing.
That's all I
Yeah.
got.
You get to be I mean, is there a certain path he's following? I mean, is that like something where, I mean, is there, I've talked to people where their spouses have joined the police force, and there's, it's great, all the benefits you get from, but also being a spouse of someone in, a first responder, there's obviously some risk involved. I mean, is that something you discuss, or is that, I mean, what kind of led him to kind of do something? Was that discussion both of you guys agreed on, or he just had a sense of need to serve his community?
No, actually, so one of his best friends is also a police officer in the area. And I kind of pushed him into it as well, knowing that we were bringing our daughter into the world. So it'd be nice for her to have a parent with like a more stable job. Like he was doing personal training on the side, which is great too. But now it's something that like he'll have a set schedule and all of that. I mean, it is a risk. Obviously, we're also in a bigger city here, so there are risks that are taken. But I guess someone's got to do it. Phrase. So, yeah, no, he's super excited, very passionate about it. So I wouldn't encourage it if I knew it wasn't something he didn't want.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be fulfilling.
Yeah. Well, it's also a chance because he's obviously a very fit man as well. And kind of him uses fitness in that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he has a background with MMA fighting. So I know they do a lot of in the school, the academy, they do a lot of like hands-on, obviously you have to learn defense and stuff. So he's had a good time showing off his skills so far to all the other classmates.
Head of the class, huh?
Yeah. In the fitness realm, I think.
In the fitness room. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then, and they do rowing now instead of running.
Really?
Which I don't, it's not.
Interesting.
Yeah. Probably still be running because you're not going to row after.
Like, hey, stop. Let me.
But it was cool because he got to teach the class how to row as well.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, maybe some of that would drive some of that business over to you.
Honestly, CrossFit and first responder stuff really goes hand in hand.
Yep.
Definitely.
I mean, we've seen that with tactical, like all the different competitions for first responders and stuff. So I think there could be a huge potential for that to grow more.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially like you said, you're in a big city, a big city that has a large police force or trying to grow a police force, that's probably, especially we saw kind of something like that in St. Louis where there were, you saw a lot more police officers joining CrossFit gyms, especially fresh out of the academy because they heard of someone in the academy that did really well. It's like, oh, I did CrossFit. That's why I did so well. And, hopefully that transfers over to, I would like to see CrossFit lean more into that first responder, what kind of started CrossFit to begin with, first responder, military, stuff like that. I think that's a demographic that's been kind of overlooked the last couple of years.
Agree. And their mindset is very like a CrossFit mindset. You kind of have to be in the same headspace to enjoy that job and CrossFit. So.
And I think, too, it would give you so much more confidence in doing your job, whether you're a firefighter or police officer, like knowing you can do those physical things as opposed to maybe being a little apprehensive, maybe if you're, chasing somebody or going through a house fire, knowing that your body is capable of doing hard things like that. I mean, only sets you, again, up for success for that. So.
Oh, absolutely. If I would love knowing that, like, when I enter a house, I could drag someone's unconscious body out of the house because I know I can deadlift 400 pounds.
Yeah.
It would be, not have to think twice about that would be really important for that job.
Yeah.
Yeah. The confidence level helps. I mean, I'm in the military and they changed the military physical fitness test where it used to be push-ups, run, and sit-ups. Well, none of that transfers over to combat, especially the 2-mile run. And then they changed it to it's 6 events. It's basically like it's kind of a longer chipper, but I really enjoyed it because it's like, you're doing axle bar, not axle bar. What is it? The hex bar deadlifts, which I think CrossFit should initiate a little bit more hex bar into as well because it's a little bit more difficult and requires a little bit more, I guess, balance and more core. But
like at the games or like in the affiliates. So I don't want to have to go buy like 12 hex bars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would like to. I mean, I guess that's saying that you're going to keep on competing at the games, then, huh?
That's not. I was just asking a general question. I don't. I don't know.
Oh, well, you got Hero Barbell helping you out. Maybe they can make you some hex bars and send it your way.
Maybe.
Yeah.
A little plug here. They are great bars.
They are very good.
Really
American made.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Hero. Well, we won't keep you any longer. Kate, do you have anything you wanted to ask Andrea before we let her go?
I think probably just the biggest question is, what advice would you give new moms coming back or maybe have not gotten into their fitness journey yet or afraid to get back into it? What advice would you give to them?
Well, I would say you know your body best. I mean, the media loves to put labels on women's health a lot, and then blanket statements and just, no one fits the molds. Like, you're not going to fit all the requirements or recommendations you're going to read about online. Like, you've made it this far. If you had your child, like, a lot about your body after that. It was amazing how much I learned just from being pregnant, like body awareness stuff that I would have never learned in the gym. You'll know when it's time to come back. You'll know what movements you can do. I truly think this is an area that could really be a lot easier for women. It's just a empty space. There needs to be more. I would love to see personal trainers just doing postpartum fitness, or I don't know, just updated guidelines would be cool too. Because of now, it still says like, don't lift more than 30 pounds, like a couple months after, or like, don't move your body for 6 weeks, stuff like that, which that just sets you back so far. I couldn't imagine just sitting around for 6 weeks waiting for that mark, and I feel fine. And I know that my body can do more than that. So,
and I think you said earlier, you also, knowing your doctor, and every woman's body reacts differently, but you still want to get that blessing from a primary care person.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think I think that was like the most important thing is like, I mean, there's no argument. You're a freak of nature when it comes to fitness, and but we were saying last week, it's like, by all means, what she does isn't right for everybody. She just knows her body. Everyone, and I think that's where the comments kind of went off. Like, they're like, "How dare you?" Or they're giving all their opinions. All these people that said they're professional care. I mean, you went to your doctor. Your doctor said it was okay.
Yeah, and I went to a pelvic floor specialist, who I think everyone should do that, regardless if you want to get back into fitness or not.
Mm-hmm.
They can really help. It's a very comprehensive exam that it's like good to do at the month mark, just to see where you're at and see if you're good to go. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and then like I said, we've had so many babies born at our gym, and I've seen every mom come back on their timeline, and it's no one's judging them one way or the other. They all knew when they were ready to come back. Some came back guns blazing, some came back slow and steady.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe you can lead that charge in terms of, like, say, filling that void where there's a lot of, obviously there's a lot of fit moms out there, that are professional athletes, some that aren't, that just your everyday mom. And I think there, like I said, there's a void there, and there's a demographic there. And it's, maybe you can, your performance here kind of brought a little bit more awareness than you typically see, So.
Yeah. I think the way it lined up too for me, like with the calendar and the open and quarterfinals, I'm sure a lot of the other like games athletes that have had kids came back just as soon and were doing these things. They just didn't have like a leaderboard for their workouts to go on, and it wasn't, brought to attention because they were just.
It wasn't in their birth plan. I learned that word, birth plan.
The timing was just very odd for me that it happened like throughout the open and everything.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's too odd. Again, it brought a lot of eyes upon it. Shows what the human body can do, and you're just a tribute to that, and just keep on pushing away. And best of luck with whatever you do from here on out, whether it be masters. I personally would love to see you in Carson, but maybe you should hit up a couple of those sponsors. Who knows?
Yeah, that, and convince grandpa and grandma to take newborn for a weekend.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It's also a big ask.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's probably the primary thing, is finding a babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. No. But we appreciate you coming on, and best of luck, and we can't wait to see what you do the rest of the season.
Yes.
Right. See where it goes.
All right. Take care, Andrea.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh. Oh, Kate left. I don't know why she left, but yeah, it was good having Andrea on. Like I said, I've known her for a while. I mean, watching her down at semifinals was always a blast. You know, whether the team she was involved with prior to the OC3 teams that she was a part of, watching her and Taylor, their friendship blossom, her moving on to Mayhem, just being a part of that dynasty. It's cool to see someone like her and Taylor. You see those athletes, they're considered probably the goats of female athletes when it comes to team division. And it's just cool seeing them still out there just plugging along. But yeah, busy week this week. Unfortunately, Brian couldn't make it. He was dropping someone off from the airport that competed at this past weekend's Crash Crescendo. I invited my friend Kate on. I wish she would have stayed on. We could have maybe got to know her a little bit more. She's actually a coach down in Fort Lauderdale, someone that I've known. She used to be here in the St. Louis area, and she has a very unique, I guess, CrossFit journey. She kind of like gave up on it, and then now she's kind of back into it to the point where now she's helping at an affiliate. She's being a lot more proactive in CrossFit and even doing a lot more competitions. She's a beast, and yeah, she's someone that I defer to. I always talk to her about CrossFit things. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll have Brian back on. We'll do a catch up with friends tomorrow. So we'll recap some of what happened at Crash Crescendo. Hopefully have a couple guests from there. And then also we should have the leaderboard finalized, hopefully, for quarterfinals. And then we can finally recap the quarterfinals leaderboard instead of jumping too far ahead. And then Wednesday, we have Griffin Raleigh coming on for friendly conversations. And then Thursday, we had to reschedule Kiefer and Kyra for Thursday for a friendly conversation. So busy week. We can't wait to have all those guests. Tomorrow should be a fun show. I know Brian's excited, especially to talk about Crash Crescendo. If you haven't watched any of that, I highly suggest, we have them here on our channel. Just take a look at all those past events. There's some pretty cool ones, especially that final event. Watching it and listen Brian commentate, he got really emotional, and I'm pretty sure if you watch it, you would feel the same way. So watch that final event, and so hopefully everything's good with Ocean State CrossFit. There was a kind of they had an injury, but I think hopefully Christine Best is all good. Hopefully we'll have an update on her tomorrow as we preview or recap the Crash Crescendo. Yeah. So again, thanks to everyone for tuning in. Want to thank our sponsors, HDR CBD. Use friend 20 for 20% off our HDR CBD products, which is 20%. It's covering your tax plus some. HDR. I use the relief stick constantly, especially now that I'm back from Army training. I had to get back in the program, back into training again, and my legs were burnt from yesterday's workout. But yeah, it's surely helping the recovery. But again, thanks everyone for joining us. And as always, be friendly, our friends.